There's a question that I have many years of prayer to make up. I'm being completely real with myself and know it will be highly difficult and improbable that I can make them up. So what do I do? As long as you've not lived more than a human lifetime, you should be able to make up your prayers within a human lifetime. Okay? So the first thing is that the natural instinct for one who embraces religion is to be cautious. But the danger of caution without rooting it in knowledge is that it is easy to go to excess. So the first thing I would suggest is to review the particulars of your case with a learned scholar. And we see that this is a sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. There's the hadith in the chapter of repentance in Riyadh al-Salihin. You'll find a somewhat lengthy hadith of the man who killed 99 people. And he began to despair. And he went to the worshipper, and the worshipper says, no repentance for you. And the man killed this man as well. Then what did he do? He went to a learned person. And he gave him a prescriptive solution to his case. Right? And you can read the hadith there, but the lesson, and we see, ask the people of remembrance if you know not. It facilitates guidance for us. And the practical thing is that the only prayers you have to make up are the prayers the obligatory prayers that you did not perform after puberty, or the ones that were certainly invalid. And a prayer is only invalid if a condition was not fulfilled or an integral was not performed, and for nothing else. Leaving the sunnahs, even leaving necessary actions, the wajibat, does not invalidate the prayer. And when it comes to consideration of past prayers, if you prayed it and made mistakes, the ulama will also look, is there any sound possible dispensation in the main schools of Islamic law? That's what we saw from Shaykh Adib and others, for isqatul qada, for not having to make it up. So review your case, because many mistakes. I used to recite the tashahhud wrong. It's wajib, it doesn't invalidate the prayer. I used to mispronounce the Fatiha. Fatiha is wajib in the Hanafi school, wouldn't invalidate the prayer. So it's pretty hard to pray invalidly. I'm sure my backside used to get uncovered. You can assume that only a little got uncovered, less than a quarter of a specific limb is excused. And were you looking at yourself in the mirror when you're praying? You don't know for sure that, because we assume validity. So approach a person of knowledge, see how much you have to make up, and then once you've repented from the sin of invalid or unperformed prayer, then you have repented. What remains is to repay the debt owed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as long as you've made the commitment to repay it, and you're taking gradual, sustainable means to repaying it, it's as if you have, in fact, repaid the debt to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that if you were to die, having repented and having resolved to discharge that debt, and having started taking the means to discharging that debt, it's as if you've discharged it. We learned that from the hadith of the man who killed 99, and then the 100th, and then he went to the learned scholar, and the scholar told him, go to that town, because its people are righteous. And the man headed out, he died on the way. And ultimately, he was forgiven, even though he hadn't reached. Why? Because he was taking the means of rectification. So, everyone can do at least one day of make-up prayers with each day of obligatory prayers that you perform. And if you go to the Seekers Hub website, you'll see we have many answers on how you make up missed prayers. The obligation of making up missed prayers, an authority as great as Imam al-Nawawi mentions in Al-Majmu' Sharh al-Muhadhab that this is a matter of consensus, of ijma'. And he says, the only people who broke that ijma', their opinion is not of consideration, because their opinion arose after the ijma', after the consensus was established. And this is the position right across the four schools as well. And it is what common sense would entail, right? That if you want to clear your responsibility with Allah, you would be careful to do so. Right? Because So, but we do so in a gradual way. And then if you are taking the means and you die while taking the means to clear the debt, we have hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that He will embrace us with His mercy subhanahu wa ta'ala.